This is task 3A part 4, where you're going to show evidence of the entity relationship diagram for the database and also identify clearly the foreign keys. So to create a entity relationship diagram, we go to Database Tools and then we select Relationships. We can then add each of the three tables, so campervan, equipment and installation. Now, as installation is related to both, I'm going to put that in the middle so make sure we can see everything in here, and then we're going to link the tables. So here's one of our foreign keys, campervan ID in the installation table, and that links to the primary key of campervan ID in the campervan table. That's because the campervan ID has to exist in the campervan table. So we drag it onto that field, it creates a relationship for us, and what we're going to do is we're going to select enforce referential integrity. That means that the campervan ID must exist in the campervan table. So it's like a lookup in list validation rule in a way. Now the question also has to see all the foreign keys. So here's the foreign key here in the installation table. So it's worth taking a quick screenshot of this dialog box here and just highlighting this and stating that is a foreign key. Another thing you could do is just highlight this and state that is a foreign key, but we've got to do the same with the other foreign key as well, which is equipment ID. So again, we drag that onto the primary key that it relates to, select enforce referential integrity, so that means that the equipment must exist in the equipment table, so we can't just put in any old equipment ID. Again, take a screenshot of this edit relationships, or you need to make a statement to show that this is a foreign key. And that's your entity relationship diagram done. One thing to note, if you go and start creating relationships, you get problems. A couple of common problems you'll get. One will be that the data types don't match. That's because one maybe is a number, another might be a real or a byte, or one might be a number and one might be text. They've got to be the same data type, so make sure they're both set as integers for numbers. Another area you might get is if a table is locked. Well, if you've got the table open somewhere, you can't edit the relationships for that table, so you need to make sure that the table is closed. So that's the relationships, and we'll just save those. Oh, don't forget to do a screenshot of all three of those there with the three relationships, and make sure the many to one is showing, which is how that will show by setting enforce referential integrity.